welcome to Girls Run These Worlds. For episode 1 of Turn the Beat Around, our Fight with Spirit actual play. Um, I'm sorry, my technology is being a little bit weird. My name is Anne, and I will be your facilitator today, this evening. Time is really weird. My pronouns are she, her, and I will be playing a multitude of connections with a multitude of pronouns and identities. Um, Before we get started, this evening we will be playing Fight with Spirit, a sports anime RPG by Storybrews Role Playing. As a matter of fact, we are giving away a copy in chat tonight. Um, so if you hit exclamation mark FWS giveaway, you will have all the information in chat, and hit exclamation mark spirit to enter to win a copy of the game we are playing. Um, yeah, that is it. Announcements. I would like to invite our players to introduce themselves, starting with Michael.
Oh, you weren't kidding. All right. Hello, I am Michael. I will be. Listen, calm down. I'm playing Adam Conway and also other
And
people. Uh, and Michaela Madison, Zola's rival. You'll find out who Zola is in a minute.
uh, and then Ava.
Hello, my darlings and dears. It's your mother, Ava here. I'm playing Tamika Jones. Both of us use she, her pronouns. And I'm going to be playing the rival of Willa named Adeline Edwards as well. Also she, her pronouns.
And Vivi. But you are muted, dear.
No, I actually hit the button, and I did so well too. Uh, Hello, Premiere. I'm Vivacia or Vivi. I'm going to be playing Willa Moore. I am also playing Adam's sister, Maggie Conway, and all of us go by she, her.
Excellent. And last but not least, Chris.
Hi, everybody. My name is Chris, and I will be playing Zola Castle. And for my secondary character, I will be playing Samantha Witherspoon, the rival of Tamika Jones, and I go by she, her.
Excellent. Now, I would like all of you, the audience, to imagine, if you will, a title sequence, an opening sequence for uh, a reality dance competition in the vein of So You Think You Can Dance, or America's Best Dance Group. Y'all remember that show. Um, it is. It has a fun, energetic, uh, almost like EDM vibes to the theme song, and you can see that a camera is following like an animated 3D shooting star sort of visual effect across the screen. And so we're going to go through this kind of opening title sequence with each of the main characters, and I want each of the players to describe their their main character in kind of their dancing element, if I were to say. Where would you find them and day they're practicing, or whatever you feel like your character would be in their natural elements. And I'm going to start with Willa, actually, as the camera zooms in on where Willa is.
So I'm thinking Willa would actually be in the gym of her college, where gymnastics happens, but she also got her music going, and she's mixing up all kinds of gymnastics and dance moves um, to kind of blend that together. And she's all by herself, just working on that.
And what is she wearing to do this?
She would be wearing uh, kind of like a tracksuit, but a little bit more tight fitting, and underneath she would have like a tight tank top and biker shorts if she wanted to take it off once she gets sweating, and sneakers just to make sure that she can land all the moves.
And you see Willa do a very athletic set of moves. That's very urban and hip hop combined with a bit of like acrobatic moves. Very much this strong and physical maneuver. Then the camera zooms out and continues to follow this animated shooting star, and it lands to focus in on Tamika.
I think you'll find Tamika finishing up with like I think an interview of some sort, like a podcasting interview. So she's leaving the studio for that. Uh Originally you would see like this beaming smile plastered on her face, and as soon as she is far enough distance away from everyone, it just solemn just quickly sinks into like the deepest despair someone could have on their face as she's like walking back to probably the studio.
Where you, you can imagine that the editors of this particular opening sequence they're struggling to find footage of Tamika that doesn't seem super bummed out all the time, and they're trying to make Tamika look awesome, but trying real hard. So Tamika, the as Tamika is walking away from the studio, the camera follows her, but then turns as Tamika is turning right to go to a different area of the campus to go to class. The camera turns left and lands on Adam. Where is Adam?
In the quad, having his own special dance party. To a he probably had to make it himself, but it's a hip hop remix of "Singing in the Rain."
Oh
So he
yeah,
is.
okay.
I mean, so yeah, he is dancing to that. He even has the giant piece of cardboard, like old school style.
Okay, and what is Adam currently wearing?
He's his hair is as usual. It's long. It's purple. It's in a top knot, so it can flap around but be out of the way. He's wearing ninja pants so he can move, and just a t-shirt, just a simple, probably black t-shirt.
have a bit of a crowd around him, and as this crowd assembles, if the camera pulls back and then moves on. Where does the camera find Zola on this day?
I think that we find Zola just kind of hanging out on the fire escape. That's what she does when she's not in the studio or with her very small, close knit family of friends. She's not very talkative. She's kind of a shy personality. And she's using the fire escape like a balance beam, and she's doing stretches.
Ooh.
And she's wearing like her black leotard with a long sweater over it, and she's got her leg warmers on and her sneakers, and it's very 80s, but it's comfortable.
I love that. And as the camera moves away from Zola, um, title card appears, and it says America's Ultimate Dance Off. And that's the opening sequence of our little reality dance competition. So that is step one in our cycle of play. Congratulations. You guys have completed step one. What I would like to do next is to around the table, we'll go whoever has an idea for scene, if they'd like to volunteer. So in terms of those reality dance competitions, they always show you like training footage, or they show you a little bit of like a dancer's daily life. A dancer's daily life. So what I would like for all of you is to do what I would like for all of you to do is to consider maybe one scene, piece of daily life that the cameras might catch while they follow you around to gain some of this footage so they can edit it and make y'all look real bad. No, I'm kidding. Drama. So if you guys have any ideas for scenes, feel free to throw it out there. For those who have not played a Story Brewers role-playing game before, Good Society is their really big popular game. When a scene is going on, players are encouraged to interrupt, suggest things that may occur in the scene. So just as a reminder, each of the main characters have 2 trouble tokens to interject and make some suggestions for the scene that is being played out. Let's go first.
I got an idea.
Okay.
So maybe what I'm envisioning is that Willa would be there with the coach, which is Ashton Newberry,
Mhm.
and maybe while I'm talking to her and she's kind of giving me pointers, my rival Adeline walks by with somebody else and starts the loud shit talking, pretending like she can't see me.
Okay, so I am going to say that I'm going to say that this is the point where Miss Newberry kind of has reached out to Willa, has sought her out on campus and had the initial conversation of like, you need to come back. Okay. And then Adeline, who also goes to the same college, can show up with whoever. So the camera is captures this over the shoulder shot of a tall, toned figure, like someone who's done a lot of dance for a long time, like a really toned dancer's figure in a dark wash jeans and like a white button up blouse and a like a navy sports jacket, you know, um, dressed up like elegant looking person. Ashton Newberry uses they them pronouns, but you know, flexible with that, but mostly they them pronouns. But still, uh, you know, femme presenting when in the mood kind of vibes, but you know, very much puts on a confident I do what I want sort of vibes as they are walking down the hall looking for Willa. Where might they find Willa?
Well, if she's not studying in the library, she would be in the gym. That's where she spends most of her time, or when she's not hanging uh, out with Zola, you know, having some bubble tea on the side, and you know, just talking about life and everything that went wrong. Maybe she would just, you know, find her still in the gym where we saw her earlier, which is where she might be on the big mat where they do the floor routines, and she might be practicing some of the jumps and the flips.
It's a decently sized space, and Willa does not actually see them enter, and doesn't even notice them until she hears the sound of clapping, and then they speak up and say, "You know, Willa, I always saw your potential. It's a shame you let your temper get the best of you."
And when Willa hears the clapping, she would probably spin around, like really, you know, surprised that anybody was there, and she would look over and said, "Oh, Judge Newberry, I've not seen you since, well, the day. Yeah, the day. Yeah, yeah. I did have to work on my anger management issues. I did, yes. But I did not hurt
Um,
her. Not really. I mean, at least
hmm,
that's a silver lining, right?
optimism, similar.
I mean, I could have broken her nose, but you know, that's not
Hmm.
where I aimed.
Yes, your restraint is quite impressive, Willa.
Not really,
I'm.
but thank you.
There was a hint of sarcasm there that Willa may or may not have missed. Um,
Thank
but they look at the floor mats and everything else, and they ask, "So, what have you been working on since you left the competition scene?"
Oh, you mean since you disqualified me from the last competition I participated in? Well, I went to class. Um, I made other friends, and well, worked on myself, changed some of my style around, you know, into stuff that you can more do by yourself and enjoy by yourself. And well, been working, mostly working on myself. I mean, this is my senior year. You know, the real life's coming. Why are you here?
Yes.
I mean, the last time
I
I
don't
saw you,
know.
you disqualified me. I'm not quite sure why you're here.
I don't know if you've heard the rumblings around, in particular, local dance schools, but I have been tasked to uh, teach at the Masquerade Studios, and I thought that perhaps if you've truly worked on yourself, as you say you have, I might grant you an opportunity to get back in the game, so to speak.
You would want me to be on your team.
Look, it wasn't your lack of talent that got you disqualified.
No, no, it was me punching Adeline because she was, you know, talking crap about our team. I know I should have been a little bit more professional about that. That or really punched her. Anyways,
If
so
you,
so you
if
you're
you
at
have,
Masquerade?
I've
People are
returned to
walking in and
my
out of the
old,
gym.
I have returned to my old stomping grounds. I used to compete for Masquerade years ago. Um, they have convinced me to lend my coaching talents to a new generation. Mostly, I really, really hate Ash Point Academy. They, I taught there for a year. That was a year too long. But there's something about Masquerade that stands out to me in my experience in the dance world. Masquerade stick together. Masquerade is a family.
Yeah,
I could
it
teach
was my family for a while.
I can teach you a thing or two about what it truly means to be a good team player if you really want it. What do you plan to do with your future, if not dance?
That's a good question, isn't it? That's a good question. I still have not decided what I want to be when I grow up. I mean, I mean, I'm 24. I should know what I want to do, but I really don't. Um, I do think I would like to give this another shot. This is basically the last chance that I could get to do this. So if you would have me and my teammates who are still there are comfortable with me coming back, yeah, I would like to give it a try.
You might owe some apologies and you might need to have some frank discussions with team,
Yes.
but I believe you can work it out. You see, you don't lack the talent. You really don't. You could have the world at your fingertips. Just need to control that temper, my dear.
Yes, absolutely. I agree.
How open are you to trying something new?
Define new.
I don't know if you recall this, but Masquerade Studios has a long history of talented dance sport teams. How do you feel about learning how to waltz?
Um, I mean, kinda used to do something similar with
Mm,
Tamika before. I mean, we can try. It's not really my forte, but
I would like to spend one of the facilitator trouble tokens as um, Willa and Ashton are walking out of the studio to have Adeline show up and overhear the how do you feel about learning how to waltz? So the would you would you accept this token?
bring the sass.
Here we go.
Sit her
Um,
down.
right. So then Willa will get one fight token for that. Um, and then and then Ashton will just say, "All right, walk with me. We'll talk about your new training regimen and get you reintegrated to the team as soon as possible." I think that's when Adeline can show up.
Well. You're joining the old brigade, it seems. Did I hear that correctly? Like you weren't fully banned for ruining this perfect face or attempting to? I'm shocked.
I mean, it would be so you to complain about me ruining your face when I never put a finger on your face. But yes, you heard it right. You
If
heard
you
this right.
didn't attempt to harm my perfect face, you wouldn't have this washed up coach trying to beg you to come back when you were rightfully disqualified. Now, I believe that did happen. Thus, you try to harm my face. So, whatever. But point is, you're coming back, eh? Interesting.
Hmm. Have a feeling that you're not going to enjoy it quite so much once you actually see me dancing and competing against me.
Oh, I'm going to enjoy it so much seeing your two big left feet attempting to do a waltz, which is something that I am proficient at. So, I think it's going to be great for me and for my squad to watch you suffer.
Uh, we will see. We will see.
This is so
It's like,
fun.
and just,
I,
turn my back on her.
She turns her back on you and walks off, and sashays away.
um,
I would say my anger
I
management classes worked because I did not try to break her face.
you think Ashton just says, "I was there when she was first learning how to waltz. It wasn't as pretty as she would lead you to believe." Listen, you did your time. The 1 year ban. I believe you can overcome that. And the reason it was only a 1 year ban is because I understand what provocation is. It gets real nasty. So it could have been much worse had I not advocated for you. But I've always seen your talent.
I appreciate that. I can't wait to
Okay.
show her, what I can actually do.
Your phone beeps and it's just an alarm for your next anger management class appointment or whatever. It's just like,
Okay, yes, I do have to go. I do have to go. It's yeah, that's mandated.
great. Um, uh, it is absolutely mandated as part of your 1 year ban. Um, um, so I have a question for you now, Vivi.
Hmm.
Do you think that that has resolved one of the traits that your character has, or do you need maybe another other
Um,
another scene to resolve that.
I mean, you mean my two questions?
Yeah, well, your two traits have their um
So
essentially
I'm
what to do to resolve that. There
okay.
is a bolded part
Yeah. Well, it
each
says,
trait.
I don't think I have restored my friendships or, gotten a new bond yet. Um, I mean, we answered the question of why she's returning now. She
Okay.
also has not taken revenge on Adeline or risen above it and buried the hatchet yet, because absolutely not have we not buried the hatchet.
Absolutely not
we
yet.
did we did cover why I was suspended. Um, yeah.
Okay, great. Um, all right, so we will move on from Willa. Who else has an idea for a scene? As a reminder, each main character has two traits that have a drive associated to them, something that their character wants to do or accomplish. So uh, daily life, um, the daily life scenes should try to advance your drives, the things that motivate your character.
Elevator music.
Um,
Turn the beat around. Do, do, do,
Does
do,
anyone
do,
feel like
do,
dying?
do.
oh God, Tamika.
Yeah, sure, we can go with mine. I think Tamika would be at the actual studio itself, um, just doing some practices. And I feel like honestly, like before it really cuts to her, you see like a producer that's talking, it's like, girl, you have to like try smiling a bit more, just like live it up a little bit. She's like, uh-huh, uh-huh, yay. Like that. It's like, okay, fine, we're just gonna roll. And then just to
there,
start her practice.
there's a producer. Yeah, no, there's a producer that's just like, no, we'll film confessionals later. Just get this girl dancing. Just get this girl dancing. And then the
Okay.
director. Um, I think actually, if there's not a specific individual character scene that you have an idea for, I'd like to kind of bring the team together for a scene here if you guys don't have a specific idea in mind.
Mhm.
How do we feel about that? Everybody jumping in.
Yeah, sure.
I'm down.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, this is a little bit later in the day, and um, Coach Newberry, they have been in the studio, um, and they have been trying to talk to Tamika about, like the the team for the dance championships and the status of the squad that is, competing on national TV. And they are talking at Tamika, but Tamika is just like, "Oh God, why are you still talking to me?" So that's the vibe right there. And they are saying, Tamika, you are one of the most technically proficient dancers at the studio. I understand that between the dance championships and America's um, ultimate dance off, there's a lot that I'm asking of you, but you're one of the best that we've got. That's why I've assembled everybody to meet up today. Is there anything I can do to help you better?
Mm. I mean, I honestly, I mean, unless you have like some type of weird like animated company movie studio that does like the magic thing and just be like, be happy. If you could do that, that's cool. Otherwise, it's fine. Just point me to where I need to go. It's okay. It'll be done. It'll be done. It'll be done.
You see a moment where they are contemplating something, and then they just clap their, they do the like, all right, I have brilliant idea that we'll expect from our squad, and well, I'll bring it up when everyone else gets here. And you start to see a couple of students that are filing in. They've assembled a squad. There's like 6 of you, different types of dancers. Yeah, see Zola file in and Adam. But there's one person who comes in about a few minutes later than everyone else. Someone who hasn't been here in, roughly about a year. There's been that ban.
Awkward.
Holy shit. Is
Yeah,
that Willa?
on yeah, when Willa walks in, because that's when Adam's feet actually stop moving for like 3 seconds.
Oh my god, that's actually Willa. You can't
Yeah.
hide behind the
I'm not
phone,
imagining.
Willa. Why the hell are you here?
I can see, she's blushing and she's like, oh, well.
I don't mean that in like an offending way, like how dare you be here? It's more so like, holy shit, why are you here?
Well, my year's up. I was invited. And well, maybe it's time to make some amends and get back to, what we all love.
Yeah. What we all love, yeah.
And
Was
she
100%.
this
kind of sidles up closer while she's
Yes,
talking to me.
that
She's
we
closer
all
to
love.
Zola, like, yeah, this whole thing is so awkward.
was
Yeah,
this
yeah.
your plan? Is Willa the plan for this whole thing? Is that it? Or
Just
is there something
a
else
surprise.
including the Willa? Yeah.
Listen, we need to show not only all of the other studios at the dance championships, but we need to show everybody on national TV something unexpected, something new. And well, Willa isn't necessarily known for uh, ballroom dancing. So if we teach her and train her and get her up to speed, we could gain the element of surprise.
Are we going for the ballroom bad girl angle? That your plan?
Turn the bad boy trope on its head. Why not?
Whee!
Besi-
Yeah.
Besides, besides the studio used to have a ballroom legacy, and then there's a like you can see that they are speaking in front of like a, a display case of like old trophies from like 20 years ago, and it's just like there's old pictures of them and their partner, a bunch of different people. Like they are clearly trying to reignite like an old legacy. That's like their main goal.
Okay. I thought that this was gonna be more, dance competition, reality television. I have a very weird sinking suspicion it's gonna lean a bit more into like Real Housewives, reality television level of chaos. No offense to Willa, your chaos is very amusing. However, I have the concern that if like the other studios find out that she's back, especially Ixnay on the offending party A studio, they may not want that.
Well, we actually already
Do
ran
we
into
care what they
her,
want?
and
That's what I'm wondering.
I did not
When
break her
they are the
face.
reigning champions and have the most influence over everything, you kind of have to not take what they do into consideration, but be aware of what they will do into consideration, that type of vibe. So, has that been handled? Do they know? Oh, wait, no, you said you ran into one. Okay, yeah, they already know. Okay, well, whatever then.
Yes, yes, and that gives me a
Wait,
lot
wait,
of
wait. By
motivation to
ran
actually
into,
do well,
do you,
and it might actually throw her off her game a little bit if I actually do well,
oh,
because
you ran into
she is
her.
expecting me to fail.
Adelaide, yeah, yeah, good. Okay, well, who's teaching her?
I mean,
Uh,
welcome home. First off, like
Yeah, welcome home,
you know,
Mazel Tov,
we missed you.
yay!
I'm so happy to see you.
Hey, look, I made her smile. It was fake, but I did it. There it goes, and it's gone now. All right. Yay.
Adam knows I'm never
I
happy to see
appreciate
anybody.
I'll put.
the attempt was lovely. I can be happy. It just lasts a very short period
Maybe.
of
I
time. You need to
wonder.
learn the difference. Anyway, who's teaching her?
um,
What's
so
the
you
plan, Coach?
see, the, there. Okay, so there are a couple of like there are a couple of dancers that are in the squad with you guys that are specifically competing in the dance championships team, like a very classical like competition. And the four of you have been selected for the show, which is a very anything goes. You have to adapt to different styles, sort of competition. So they are walking around the studio right now, kind of considering options of like who to pair Willa up with. And there is a very stereotypically uh, built ballroom dancer who's done it for their entire lives. A like a Russian buff looks like he just lifts girls for fun, and then a shorter um, Korean girl with a tight tail who is dressed in like ballroom practice gear. So those are you see that there are actual ballroom dancers in your group, and Coach Ashton just says we need someone who can teach Willa, but more importantly, we need someone with the trust with Willa who can create the chemistry and put in the time together. Now, I understand that there may be some strained feelings about how things went down, but I don't want to force this partnership, mostly because every good ballroom partnership is built on the pillars of trust and chemistry.
Trimistry. No, that's terrible.
No,
Inventing words.
no, Adam. No, Adam.
I think, I mean,
Trust. That's worse.
personally, I know that we used to be partners, but like my style of dances are more fast pace. I do more of the fast pace classicals. Uh, so I don't know if I'll be a good fit to do waltz. I mean, I could do waltz, but I don't. That's not my forte. Uh,
We're doing the whole 9 dance kit and caboodle. We're gonna train foxtrot,
uh,
quick step, waltz, tango.
well, I'll take the
Going to
faster ones, sure.
um okay, we'll actually I know what you would enjoy, and then
Oh no.
you get handed a folder with a bunch of different sheets. It's basically a syllabus book of different dance styles,
Uh-huh.
and the top page says samba. It's the next page, and it's a list of different moves. It's like gold syllabus. This is like advanced stuff, but
Uh,
the yeah, and uh I feel like maybe you'd be better suited for the Latin dances.
yeah, sure.
You might have a lot of fun with that. Um, so if we're doing this divide and conquer way, who wants to work on the slower, more elegant dances with Willa?
I think the Zola would be good for that.
I was literally gonna recommend you because like ballet is typically the more graceful,
Yeah.
slow glide one.
It's the long
Typically,
lines and the carriage and the posture.
typically ballet dancers also have an easier time adapting to other styles because they have the technical background and their technique is usually a lot better. So then Coach Ashton just looks at Zola and says, no, this might be the best plan yet. Zola can work on the more refined, elegant ballroom dances. Hopefully, hopefully Tamika can work with you on upbeat Latin dances. Those are basically like a party for 2 people. You guys will have a great time.
Oh,
He'll be fine. Yeah.
Um, we also need to work out something to do as a group. I know that the ultimate dance off is going to have group numbers, duos, trios, so we got to be ready for anything. Um, I'm going to leave Adam in charge of coming up with some kind of fun choreography for that. And
Oh boy. All right.
I am going to work on some fun choreography of my own. And Ashen just looks at Willa and says, I have all the faith in you. Remind me of
Like George and Michael
someone.
levels.
Gosh.
You remind me of someone I used to know. Um, if anyone's going to be able to pull off training in these 9 dances, it's going to be you. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna leave you to your free training right now. I will be back in an hour, and um work on choreography. Adam, don't let me down.
Um,
And then
No
Thank
they
you.
just
pressure.
they just walk away. um, is there anything you guys would like to do for the before the scene ends?
I mean, Willa would probably scooch even closer to Zola since, they have, met outside of the studio away from all of this. And, right now, Willa is in the middle of the backlash of her own actions. Here are the consequences of your own actions. Gesundheit, cat.
Yes.
Sorry, my cat was sneezing. And she would say, "Oh, this is more awkward than bubble tea for sure. But I'm glad to be partnered with you because maybe some more pressure."
Oh, we're gonna make a good team. It's gonna be not as fun as bubble tea, but it'll be fun. I mean, I'm gonna work you hard. You may not like me all the time, but it'll be fun.
I mean, the big goal is to do it well. So bring it on.
We're gonna work on those feet too.
Yes, please.
Hey, Willa, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Again, first off, welcome back. It's been a while. Good to see you. Have you been keeping up with practice and during your exile, so to speak?
Yes. I've been in the gym in the gymnastics area, and I've
Keeping
been
up with your cardio and all that?
yes, and working some more of my gymnastics roots into the dancing. It's
Perfect.
not the same when you're by yourself, but yes.
Perfectly valid. You know that show with the mom that do like the dancing stuff. Prepare for that level of chaos when it comes to training with me. You will be running at 4 a.m. Just be prepared. But welcome back.
I mean, that
Oh,
Willa is not afraid of because she's pretty muscular. But yes, the
Good.
the
that's
emotional,
really expected.
it's like the
Is
Great.
that a is
awkwardness.
is that a good smile? Was that a good smile? Okay, never mind. Anyway, yeah, just
You
welcome. Well,
delighting in the pain of others? That was definitely real. Yeah.
it wasn't the pain of others. It's just the fact that I could train an old friend who's come back for her redemption arc. I can take joy in that. I'm not
That's what I
devolved
said,
of
right?
emotions. I'm just depressed. Good
Adam's like, "Are you
grief.
sure? Are you sure?" um,
Do you want emotions, Adam? I can give you emotions right here, right now.
the camera zooms in on Tamika and Adam as this happens.
She's a dancer. She has emotions. She has all of them.
Thank you. Thank you. Gonna go take a nap
Um,
now.
all right. So
She wore them out.
this practice, I will say, is an event scene. Does anyone have any ideas to work through their own individual uh, slice of life, daily, or what is it, daily life sort of stuff before we take a break soon? Any ideas come to mind? I mean, Adam's been tasked with choreography.
Yeah.
Zola
Yeah.
is now tasked with training her friend who's come back.
Adam
This
is
ain't a
actually
comeback.
like
Sorry.
a little bit. I felt like it was a little spot just a little bit away, so he has a little bit of room to move. And it's like phone in one hand, like watching a video, and is doing weird medieval dancing, like trying to teach himself. Yeah, he has ideas.
Okay, so Adam's phone goes off, and so does everyone else's phone on the team. So, on whatever form of social media y'all are on, there is a message that says a
Dance fight.
super secret dance routine is about to be revealed at the dance championships. Hashtag the secret weapon. And it's from the Center Stage Dance School social media account. And picture attached is one of the students. Like you can in like mid turn, but it's just the picture of like their back or whatever gets captured on camera. And it is they are teasing some sort of secret routine for the dance championships, which is arguably the most important competition at, on TV. Um, it's like the national championships of dance.
Are all the studios like getting returning people on their team or something? I thought that was gonna be our bit.
And then there's different replies, like there's different replies that are just like, can't wait to see it, they don't stand a chance. And you all know that Center Stage is the school with all of the um sponsorships and the brand deals and all that. They're pretty popular. They're like the trendsetters of dance, at least in your local area. They arguably might be the you all are fighting for second place in terms of national standings and prestige after Ash Point, right? So arguably these guys are coming for coming for everybody else. They're very competitive, but also they care a lot about their reputation and are not as focused. So, they have a reputation
I'm
and
gonna
they like to post on social media
What's
and
it?
brag.
I'm gonna ooh, you first.
Yeah, Adam. Once again, Adam's feet have stopped moving, and the constant because he's always wearing his tap shoes stops. Looks at the picture and is like zoom enhance. Like, do I know that back? He's like, is it Riley?
I'm gonna text Avery, and all I'm gonna
So
say
yeah,
is, "Who dat?" You know who I'm talking about. Who is it?
who's the back?
Tamika,
We must know.
Tamika, Tamika gets a text back that says hashtag school secrets, but I can tell you who choreographed. And
Yes.
the initials um RF. And Adam, you as you try to zoom into the picture, there's something that you notice on it's a pirouette, right? So they are spinning on one leg, and there is like an stretched leg, and you can see on the outstretched leg on the ankle, there is a tattoo. Who recognize that tattoo? Because that tattoo has your initials on it.
Hey, does anyone know someone with like the initials of RF? Apparently they choreographed this dance that's gonna be so secret.
Yeah, no, yep.
Are you gonna elaborate on that?
Yep.
Are you guys doing this on the text thread, or have
No,
you
I'm
all
saying that out
converged?
loud.
Okay, have you all converged on the
In
same
person,
location?
Yeah, in person, yeah.
Oh, I
Okay.
thought we were still in the same location, just in different areas of the room.
Studio,
No,
yeah.
we've done
Different parts
a
of the-
scene
yeah.
change.
Oh, okay. Mhm.
Are you gonna text the group thread?
Yeah.
Everyone's just okay.
I'll text. That was my bad. I thought we were still in the same
It's
room.
okay.
But yeah, just text.
I
Who the
did too.
heck is RF?
Riley.
Zola has several texts open. She is texting Oren. She is texting everybody. She wants to know who this is. She's definitely asking Michael.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Oren.
You.
Okay, so
I think
Zola
you all
gets
remember Riley.
a text.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Zola's just texting. Zola gets a
Very-
few different responses. Like the former partner, Orange, just like, I mean, I'm not in center stage's business, but I heard this about Star Dancer. And there's a bunch of like rumors and stuff that fly in, like, oh, I heard that they're leaving and this is like their final dance and blah 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 blah. There's all sorts of rumors about their Star Dancer leaving. But you don't get a name. In all of the rumor mill text threads that Zola is in, she doesn't actually get a name. But she gets all of these random things. Zola's just like, what is this? But what happens in the text thread for Zola as Adam mentions Riley?
I'm just muttering. She's muttering about how everybody is completely useless. Why did she bother? Why did she bother to text anybody? Because nobody can tell her anything. It was a waste of her time. It was a waste of everyone's time.
You do know that Riley is in fact center stage's Star Dancer, but they don't act. They didn't tell you a name. I think
Right.
just because the rumor mill is going by so quickly, they just assume that Riley's name has been talked about, so they start throwing more stuff at you, and
They're vaguing. And vaguing is so annoying just at them.
they're all in private messages though, because if the rumor mill's gonna snitch, they'll do it directly to Zola. Just it's I think Zola's network doesn't.
Okay.
They're very careful about not outing her, so they feed all of their information privately to Zola. And then there's a random message just like, oh yeah, Riley. Oops, we probably should have opened with that. Just LOL. The rumor mill is hilarious. Right. So Adam, what's going on with you now? You're trying to work out choreography. You found out that center stage has their secret weapon.
This might actually be a problem.
Oh, do you
I
tell
know.
anyone? Do you tell anyone about do you text anyone, or is this monologuing? monologuing.
Texting. I guess we're not
Okay.
together yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're very good, very very good, and I think they're planning a blowout. They're leaving. I know they're leaving. We still talk, and they got a gig, the big one. We got to
Yeah.
double down.
How can we use this to our advantage?
I mean, we literally have the person who used to date them, who better to know their secrets. So
Maybe you should call him.
maybe you
You
could
want me to,
show a little
you want me to call her?
shoulder.
No,
Some leg.
Do some dirty dancing. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Not in that context, but like just dance, peacock. I don't
Oh,
know.
I totally mean in that context.
Oh my gosh.
I don't. Do I have to?
Only if you want to. There's no pressure in that. But I mean, we are trying to win. And if this is a problem, we need to find
They're-
all the solutions we can. But again, only if you want to.
They're
Oh no,
not-
there's totally pressure
They're
from me,
not
honey.
gonna.
You've known me
See?
forever. If you've loved me, you will.
Yeah,
They're not
pressure
gonna tell me what they're
110%.
All right, fine. Oh, move
I
out of
just
that
want
text thread.
I just want you to know that the sole
Ooh.
person who said that it's your choice was the one that you were complaining that I don't show emotion about. So, what does that say about you, Adam? What does that say about you? And then and then she goes back to doing a lesson plan for Willa.
Just like out loud corner of the studio. Oh no, what is happening? Okay. Hey, Rye. I recognize that tattoo. ... Send.
You get a response back that says, the social media guy is an idiot! Exclamation mark. Smiley with a sweat drop. And then send. And then the message sends.
Yeah, Photoshop this.
And then you get a message back that just says, I guess you want to talk about that.
If you want to. I was mostly gonna say congratulations, and it's not gonna be enough. We're coming hot.
The message that comes in says, it's cute that you think you can beat me. If you're not with me, you're against me. I'm gonna make you regret not being with me. And then she sends that.
Zola wants screen
Adam
caps.
does not know how to respond to that.
But what y'all don't
Incoming
see,
text. Give me screen caps. Are you? God.
you see what you guys do not do not what you guys do not see is Riley in the studio at Center Stage studio with their friends, just like um dumping their phone into their dance bag and just says, I can't deal with that. I'm gonna go yell at the social media guy. So they are no longer on their phone.
Seconds after they walk away, it buzzes and it just says, "Hey, you dumped me."
She doesn't, or they don't respond to that.
Yeah, they walked away. And then
Left them
screen
right.
caps
Yeah.
because Z
Yeah.
will not stop if I don't. So.
I want to see it all.
Yeah, no, there's like Zola gets like a series of skiing caps, and it's just, you know, heat of the moment competition BS. But they are talking. They talked a little bit of shit.
She's
They talked
analyzing
a little
every emoji. She is analyzing every ellipse. How long it took in between messages. He's lying.
I think Tamika's also going to take a break a little bit from planning out the work schedule, and she's going to text Avery. Oh, Adam's in trouble with Zola.
They send a reply back like, WTF, confused face, what's happening, who's dying?
So, you know how like Adam and RF used to mingle together. Uh, there has been some encouragement to try to talk again, and it's honestly just very funny.
There is a screen cap of a social media post that comes through with the caption, "Oh, I thought they were dating some Ashpoint."
Just gonna send the screenshot to the group chat. Apparently, Riley may be dating an Ashpoint person. Be wary. Be wary.
As the rumor mill keeps on churning, we are going to take a 15-minute break. So remember, !spirit in chat if you want to win a copy of Fight with Spirit. And we'll be back. We're going to run some ads and do some awesome stuff. Take a break, hydrate, medicate, do all the things you need to do. And we'll see you in 15 minutes. All right, and we are back with our little dance show. So before the break, we got to touch base with some of our characters, and we had to deal with some ex-girlfriend drama on Adam's Adam's end. That's totally not going to be problematic at all. Not at all. But we haven't heard anything specific to Zola or to Mika. So, do you guys have your scenes set up?
Yeah. After tweeting about the whole, oh my God, Riley has possibly an Ash point, boo. She'll message Avery again and just say, hey.
Wait, did you?
Yeah. She messaged that to the groups like, oh my gosh, here's a screenshot, allegedly. Anyway.
So many screenshots. It's like,
So she'll message Avery, be like, hey, I need to set up some practice regiments. Can you help me go? Can you help me drill them?
You get a reply back that says, your home studio or mine?
I think because your studio has all this secrecy happening, it's probably best for you to come to mine.
No, specifically the studio he has set up at his house.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll go to their studio. Yeah.
So
sure.
I just imagine that Avery, I just imagine Tamika probably has a setup at home where she sometimes practices. Anyway, so then you get a reply back that just says, mom made red velvet crumble cookies for guilty pleasure. Heart
Oh, that's
emoji.
so nice. Okay, I can't say no to that. I'm coming over.
Go over to Avery's house. You have to drive over because it's a significant ways away. It's on the other side of town, and part of the problem with them moving away is that your partnership, your friendship is doing great. Y'all are still like tight. The partnership has had logistical issues, so you haven't been able to dance together as much. So, your friendship has had to survive on text messages and bi-weekly key friend dates or whatever, right? But they have cookies prepared. So Avery's family views you as like one of their own. So their parents just let you in. It's like, Avery's downstairs in the basement. They love showing off their rehearsal space. You'll love it down there. their mom just hands them a plate of cookies and just says, "I know you love these. Here you go."
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Townsend. And then she'll just take some cookies and then she'll offer some out to like the camera people and the producer, like, here, and just shove them in their face as she's heading downstairs.
The producer who let you have shoved the cookie in their face is just like, and the camera person just gives a thumbs up in the background, and like all of the behind the scenes people are loving Avery's mom's cookies. It's just like, oh, I have more in the kitchen, and really adorably just walks off and does their own thing. Um, Definitely has been forewarned. Definitely has consented to all of these shenanigans in the Townsend house. Um, you enter the basement, and it is a very clean, like white walls. There's a wall full of mirrors and a bar across the way. Very much set up as a classic studio, but then the back wall has like posters, different like dance media, and like posters of famous dancers, like the whole 9 yards. It's the quirky wall and has all of Avery's kind of favorite dancers, dance media, um, all sorts of different influences. So the last time you were down in this basement, there weren't as many things hung up on the wall. So it's almost like all of his interests have exploded on the wall in poster form. And you see Avery is just kind of dancing away.
So, have you heard that Will is back yet?
Um, you see a it's like um a leap across the room that gracefully lands, and then Avery kind of stops dead in their tracks for just a second and just says,
Yeah.
"Whoa, for
Yeah.
real?"
Yeah. I figured you should know because you didn't tell me who, but you hinted of who. So a secret for a secret type of vibe. So yeah, Willa's back.
Look, I didn't necessarily like the way things went down last year, and I mean, I'm glad she's back and everything. I'm a little bit bummed out that I'm not at Masquerade anymore, and I would have loved to see her back, but
Yeah.
uh,
I can let her know
but
you said hi.
look, I'm just worried, okay? Like I'm not saying I'm not saying Willa is a bad person, but her temper is bad for business. You know that, right? Like, I'm just worried that this is going to be a problem again. And I mean, just because I'm at center stage doesn't mean I don't feel some sort of loyalty to you guys, you know? Like, I didn't
Oh
end up
yeah.
here by choice,
Yeah,
right?
no, you're perfectly valid because you want to know who else found out that Will is here?
Oh
Adeline.
no.
Yeah. So that means
Shut
Ashpoint
up.
knows. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
word travels fast there. Oh
Yeah.
God. So I heard from like my one uh my one friend's sister's cousin, like, the one who decided to transfer uh from the one who decided to transfer from
Yeah.
Ash Point to the next step.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, like on the way out, they said that on the way out they learned about, oh, like Adeline's not, there's something like off with Adeline, like I don't know, she's trying to overcompensate for something, but no one knows exactly why. Like she's become meaner, if that's even possible. Like there's something going on there that no one really about, but there's something going on there. Like, I mean, the people on her own team don't even really like her.
That's surprising. I feel like everyone at Ash Point has some overcompensating issue.
I mean, I think the studio as a whole overcompensating for something, but what do I know? I'm here, not there.
Yeah,
Definitely wish
true.
I wasn't here, honestly. Like, there's so much emphasis on reputation, and this is what we're doing at all times. Look at us, we're so great. It's like everyone's just bragging and training and peacocking at the studio, and oh, I'm I totally low key miss you guys.
We miss you too.
And Avery looks at Tamika and says, "So what is it that you're working on exactly?"
So, we're trying to catch Willa up on the styles. I'm working on the Latin dances with her. I'm trying to figure out like a routine for her to practice those said styles. I already have the workout routine set, but just like the practice wise when she's not with me, that's the stuff I need to work on right now.
You know what I was thinking?
Hmm.
Know that you have probably lost the element of surprise, but I mean, if you want the space, no one's going to see you guys here. And I could also help Willa while you guys are, like, I hear. Do you know that I woke up this morning to like 79 notifications on my social media? Like, the rumor mill works so freaking fast around here. Like, it makes my head spin. And then they hold up their phone, and there's text, there's like public messages about like Adeline's
Oh.
reputation taking a dive, and like there's a bunch of stuff going on. And like nobody really likes Adeline, and there's people talking trash and a whole bunch of stuff, and it's just like, I mean, I know that I'm about to have a go touch some grass moment at some point in the next day or two, but I mean, in these, perpetually online times, this is good to keep track of.
Honestly, I don't really care much for the rest of Central and whatnot. Center Stage in regards to their stuff, but how they do their drama. I get real good soap opera moments from my social media, and I love them for that. Just, like, tell them to continue.
I mean, that's, well, the mindset of like, um, all press is good press, but not really. It's just
I
we.
mean, if it gets people talking, that is technically good press, but who am I to judge?
I feel so uncomfortable with how they air out their dirty laundry on social media. And Avery looks visibly uncomfortable because they know that they're not used to it. Like they've been at the school for maybe 10 months because they moved after Willa's 1 year ban started. So just like, I don't think I'll ever get used to it.
And that's okay. Like, I don't think everyone at that school is all about the drama. they can have their secret and like their quiet people. Because you can't have everyone about the drama. You have to have a several like normal people. And obviously you're like not normal. You're weird. You used to also go to masquerade, but like in regards to their pop culture shenaniganry, you're normal. You have to have some normal people.
I mean, yeah, I guess. So, hey, do you still do that thing that we used to do when we were kids?
There were so many
Oh,
things we used to do as kids.
yeah, but the thing we did when we practiced, where we just um picked something out of YouTube and tried to learn it and be like super goofy about it.
Oh
Have you
yeah.
tried that lately?
I've been doing I've been doing some K-pop stuff cuz like that's the more trendy thing and they usually have like their dance videos up. So, it helps keep me in practice.
Okay, but like and they lean forward and do that like touching the forehead thing that they do like the best friend thing when we're younger and dancing together like that
Mhm. That
affectionate like
connection, yeah. Mhm.
focus on me thing and it's just like I miss you, T. Not like physically, not just physically miss you, but I miss who you were.
Yeah, well, I think everyone does.
Have you been seeing someone? Have you been going to therapy? And they take a step back.
Uh, I've tried a couple people. It hasn't really worked out.
You should
I
keep
don't know.
trying. You should keep trying. You're worth that.
I I'm okay. I think like I want to still keep at it, but that's because it's what I know. It's what I'm good at. I know I can be like good in the future if I continue the path. But I feel like at this point it's considered a job and not a hobby. Like it's a more of obligation type of thing now and not a fun thing. And I'm not really sure where to go with that right now, much to Adam's dismay.
Okay, well, I wouldn't listen to Adam. Um,
I like his spirit. He has a good spirit. It reminds me of my youth.
you're you.
Ignore that
Come
we're around the
on.
same age. You metaphor, metaphor. Ugh. Eat a cookie.
I think Tamika out of habit just shoves a cookie in their
Yeah, yeah,
face.
yeah.
So, mm.
It's the
And then
concept of it.
I mean, as much as I have opinions on Adam's one-track mind, I am going to say I am going to say something I would never tell anyone else, only because you and I have worked together for like 2 decades. We've literally been working together since we were babies at the studio.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you this. And this is going to be
Mm-hmm.
like against everything you have been told.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to say forget about all that. Forget about competition. Forget about meeting expectations. least temporarily. When it was just the two of us, even when we were competing, it was always fun. I want you to take care of you, whatever that means. And if that means going to see a therapist and looking for the right one, I want you to do that. I want you to consider dancing for fun. You know, it used to be fun. I want you to remember that. And maybe if that means it's just going to be you and me for a while, we can do that too.
Well, at the very least, this new semester is going to bring a very interesting twist on things, and for better or for worse, I probably will smile at it. It's either Willa's gonna punch someone, Adeline's gonna punch someone, or kick someone. Actually, I see her more kicking someone. Adam, I don't know what's happening with him and Riley, but that remains to be seen. Or I don't know, something other weird was gonna happen. Maybe Zola will do something. Maybe she'll like hijack the competition in some way. I don't know. I could see her like maybe bullying someone to do something. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It's
The thing,
television, baby.
the one thing I miss about not being at Masquerade is the whole Adam and Riley drama. Got any updates on that? I mean, I've been giving you the goods for Ash Point.
I mean, literally, like after like we found out that Riley is in that picture, Adam recognized the tattoo. They started talking after the bullying of Zola and Willa. I was just like, only if you want to, but alas, they went out. They're talking. You sent me the screenshot about maybe Riley being with someone at Ash Point, and that's the most I've heard since then. He does not talk about her. Talk about them. So,
Because like they broke up a while back, right? Was that before or
yeah.
after I
Well,
moved? Look, I live for the updates. This is the only way I could still feel connected to you guys, okay?
don't worry. As soon as I know more things, you'll know more things. Like we literally told him, show some shoulder, show some leg. So who knows? Who knows what will happen? I don't know.
You guys are terrible at giving advice.
I specialize in dancing and doing the seductive in dance. In dance, I don't do seduction in real life. That's not my shtick. I feel like that's Sam's like whole thing. It's just like doing the doe eye thing and just putty in your palm type of vibe.
Okay, so let's focus on this training regimen.
Yes.
We'll
Yes.
try this out, and I'll let you know how this works. I mean, this kind of feels like old times. Us
Yeah.
working through routines together. I mean, you should come over more often, even if it's just to work through choreography.
Oh yeah, sure. Cause I don't know if I can work through my drama with Willa yet. So expect me to hide out here. Yay.
I mean, listen, this is a safe spot, at least for you. I mean, we go way back.
Of course. Now,
This one's
let me get. I'm gonna get. No, keep talking. I'm putting my shoes on. Hold on.
okay. No, I mean, this place is yours as much as it is mine. Do you have anything to add to the wall? And you when Avery says this place is as much yours as it is mine, you get the sense that it relates to the partnership that you guys had and how much they miss it. And they're like, and they're pointing at the wall with all the posters, like, do you want to add something to it again? I feel like you should add something to it again.
I mean, I just came from a meeting. I have nothing to add, but next time I come over, I'll bring something. I promise. Cross my heart. And hope to die in
Um,
front of Beyonce.
oh no, you can't die in front of Beyonce.
I
I
would
would
feel
not
like it's an
allow
honor.
that. Yeah, but I would not allow that. I would fight for you to enjoy that. I feel like you've earned that.
If she was to touch like my shoulder, I would be happy with just dying there. Just don't resurrect me. Anyway, shoes are on.
I have a question. I have a question for you, Ava. Would
I have an answer.
Tamika have added some stuff to the wall already? And what would Tamika have added?
I feel like it's mainly going to be selfies of concerts of like
Mhm.
good dance acts and whatnot. Like they probably saw Janet Jackson on tour at one point type of vibes.
Mm.
They have seen a Beyonce concert type of vibes. Like it's more as the selfie aspects of things than adding to competition stuff.
Yeah, or Dance Heroes or whatever.
Yeah.
There are different spots where you've contributed selfies. The Beyonce selfie where you guys were really close up to the stage and almost died. Good stuff. Yeah, okay. So Avery has their dance shoes as well, and you through this work through the dance moves, and Avery can shake their little butt off. It's like there is a kind of um it's a Latin flavored beat. Um it's the kind of music you would do a samba to, very carnival and like really fun, happy dance music that he's selected, and you could see them shake their butt, and it's just really fun. Like it's almost like they're trying to make Tamika kind of laugh with it a little bit. Like
She smirks a little.
um yeah. How does
Mm.
this make Tamika feel at the moment?
I don't think it's to like the fullest epitome of having fun, but it's something where she is reminded of old times. And right now, even though she feels more of an obligation to why she's staying, she's getting reminders of like the original reason why she continues to do this. So she's having good nostalgia feels right now.
And on that nostalgic note, we are going to go over to Zola and check in on what's going on with her. Let's take a peek into Zola's life. What's going on with Zola?
Well, right now, I think that she is at the studio and she's been trying to figure out a way to introduce waltz to a freestyle dancer. Something that's way more structured and it has so many technical points to it. And it she's kind of a shy person except for when she dances because it's such a tough atmosphere that she grew up in. And ballet is very regimented and very strict, and so she can be kind of overbearing and a little mean, and the cameras are encroaching a little too much when she's trying to figure things out, so maybe there's a push where they need to take a step back.
the camera person is just like quickly swaps out to a wide angle lens so that they don't have to be all up in everyone's face or whatever, and they take a step back, and when Zola asks for space, she gets it, and they're like, "Eh." And the producer quietly whispers to the camera person, just like, when gonna get confessionals later, don't worry about it. Like the producer just quickly changes the plan for the day. Where is Zola currently in this moment? What location, and who is she just practicing on her own? Do you want to have someone else on that scene? Up to you.
I believe that she is practicing in a rented space with Orin.
Okay.
And because she kind of needs a partner to block this with before she even brings it to Willa. Because she doesn't want to come incorrectly. So she's been practicing with her buddy for a little while.
I would like to propose that Orin actually comes from a dance background of a certain pedigree. And the surprising thing that maybe Zola had not realized was that he actually has some form of ballroom training, specializing in the ballroom dances because it's the closest thing to ballet. Like his parents met ballroom dancing, so like I would like to propose that there's a history there, but he kind of rejected that from his parents as a dance style, and preferred
Cotillion will
to
do that.
Ugh, don't remind me. I'm still having awful flashbacks about that. If I have to do another Viennese waltz again, it'll be way too soon. All right, so I mean, from what I remember from being a kid, the first thing you have to emphasize is a strong frame. Are you going to be teaching Willa to lead, or are you going to teach her to follow? Because those are two different sets of languages you have to teach a ballroom dancer. And I know how to do both because, God, my parents, uh, a male ballet dancer has a specific role, and I understand that. But having to learn two different roles as a ballroom dancer, I just can't, you know? But
She's going to teach her to follow.
okay, right. I think because you are classically trained, I have never met anyone with the kind of technique that you have. Like, your lines literally stretch out into forever. Like, I could see those lines in the next week. I think the only thing you really have to learn and focus on is having a straight, like a solid frame as a leader. And being a follower in these sorts of dances where there is a solid frame by the leader, it's really not as hard to follow because the leader, if you guide, you can put some pressure on the follower and then they'll essentially move the way you want them to because your frame will guide them and they won't have a choice. So it's really that sort of thing that will help you guide Willa along.
Yes.
Of course, that's only 50% of the battle. You have to make sure she's pointing her toes and doing all the things, elegant footwork, they've
To
got to
remember to
stretch.
turn the head.
Oh, absolutely. The head placement and long necklines. Oh my goodness. My mom would yell at me all the time when my posture wasn't quite right and my neck. Oh, like if I stretch my neck anymore, I swear it will, like, I feel like it'll just pop my head off because I've stretched my neckline so hard. Oh God. Anyway, so I mean, I can definitely teach you how to be a solid leader if that's what you need. I've got you. I mean, I really hate it, but you know, I can show you the intricacies of leading these different dances. Um, we can start with the waltz, that slow waltz. Then we can go into Viennese waltz, which has a bit of a faster rhythm, but it's still very elegant. You know, and he'll tell you the difference between the slow waltz, which is very boxy, opposed to the Viennese waltz, which is just circular in motion. You may or may not feel a little bit dizzy once you guys go over this. And um, at some point when you guys practice, Oren asks you a question, and he says, "How are things going at your studio?" I'm not asking as your competitor or anything like that, trying to get an inside scoop. I'm asking as your friend.
Well, I like it. I I know that it feels a little less than what we're used to. I do miss my partners. I miss my instructors. I miss my classes, but I do like it there. It's way more relaxed. It's less it feels less awful.
Look, I'll tell you a secret, because we're besties and everything. Glad you got out. It's like the freaking mafia. Like when it's hard to get out. And honestly, the number of people you and I have seen lost to burnout and like career-ending injuries. Oh, it's rough. And the only reason I'm not out is because my parents are scary. Um, you know the expectations of the expectations that lead us to
I
where
do.
oh God, my parents are terrifying. I wouldn't wish that on anyone else, but between you and me, I'm glad you got out. I mean, yeah, sure, slumming it a little, and you're gonna have to get used to being in second place all the time behind us. But if that's worth if that's worth your mental health,
You think that we will be second? No.
um, um, Oren is doing that playful cattiness. It's not like intention, like it's not mean, but you know, it's the back and forth banter of best friends who don't filter around each other. And he's just like, I mean, have you seen these guns? I've been lifting my partner since I was 3 years old. And then he flexes his arms like you know, like he's being playful. He's not being at all serious, but you know, he's kind
But
of
I can
messing
still
with you.
turn for 10 more counts than you.
Uh he he looks like he's about to say something and he's like, okay, yeah. I mean, your turns are the best in the business. I can't even dispute that. There is a video on his social media that have over like 100,000 views of just Zola spinning, and it's just like it's the highest viewed video on like his TikTok or whatever. And he says, all right, Spin Queen. So honestly, I'm just glad to see my best friend happy. Um, Besides, I don't think you want to be caught in the crossfire of whatever hell is happening um, at Ash Point right now. Um, and he, after they've rehearsed the first bit of their slow waltz, he sits down at a chair and I don't know. He sits down on the floor nearby, like against the wall, and like takes off the ballroom shoes. Like, I hate these shoes. The Cuban heel, and all of the other. Oh, that feels awful. Like, just why can't I do this with my bare feet? And he kicks the shoes off. Like, he's always complaining about the ballroom stuff. I It's not because he necessarily hates the dancing, but he hates it because his parents are jerks and so it's the kind of vibe where Zola knows that he's complaining not because of the dancing, because he actually loves dancing. He just hates it because his parents are forcing it down his throat.
Oh, of
Just
course.
kicks off he just kicks off the he just kicks off the ballroom shoes and, like, you know, goes back to being barefooted because that's what he likes when he does ballet moves. He goes back to his comfort zone and he says, "So what's next for you? Are you gonna stick it out with this, absolutely flawless style that you've always had, or are you gonna shake things up?"
Well, Zola stays in her shoes because she's
Yeah,
just that girl. He's taking
yeah,
his off, hers will stay on 10 more minutes.
yeah. No, I get that. I think Oren is also just not like rebellious or anything, but I think because of a very deep reaction to his parents' training or whatever, he just bucks at a lot of rigidity more than a ballet dancer would. So he kind of just does not care. Um, he says,
She says that she's she's fairly excited to learn something new because it's not the same old rigid, boring, regimented lines and turns and counts and lifts. She wants to learn something new. She wants to learn something fun. She wants to shake it up a little bit, maybe combine a couple of things together, make something new. She still has her eyes on being a prima, but she wants to be the kind of prima that is remembered.
and I think Oren knows that about Zola and has tailored a lot of the choreography and the things that they are learning to have a bit more personality. You guys get into this kind of jazzy, smooth foxtrot, and you are taught how to kind of inject a little more personality into the dance. Um, doing some side by side passes that are very much outside of your comfort zone a little bit, but it is something that Orem kind of do as an advantage of, like, this is how you add a little personality and hand placements that are, you know, very different presentation from ballet, but still has enough technique and structure that it sits really well on Zola's body. Like, the movement flows, but it's not boring at all. And um, it's one of the jazz standards, feeling good, but like the Michael Bublé version that plays when he starts teaching you some of the um, foxtrot tricks in order to lead properly, and your You're feeling pretty good about this. And then the cattiness comes out of Orin, and he just says, I think you should know Adeline's fallen out of favor with us.
Has she?
She's good. People are starting to get sick of her nonsense. She's been the way she's been since middle school, and people are slowly, well, they're slowly moving away. I mean, there is still a significant contingent of Adeline followers. It's low-key like a cult, I swear. But I was the first one to step away, and I feel like others are following now.
Zola is not exactly hiding her glee in this.
Yeah, I thought you'd
Because she
appreciate
didn't like
it.
her anyway.
I mean,
And she's glad.
you've known this for literal years, like a decade and a half of just like Adeline's crap.
She's not as good as she pretends to be.
She's good, but like in an average sort of way, and her dance technique is just it's there. She has technique, but her personality, like, people are less inclined to tolerate it now, and you are feeling really good.
It's true. Zola does not like to admit it because she hates to feel inadequate, but it is true. This girl does have talent.
I mean, it's not on your level. It's not on your level. That's why she overcompensates with all the rest of the crap, because she knows she's not at your level. There's another thing that happens when you guys get to kind of the end of this particular section of training, and he says in a very kind of subdued voice, I don't know if you know what's been going on in social media. Center Stage has been posting up a storm lately. I don't know what they're after, but have you seen the one about the center stage dancer dating the Ash Point dancer?
I've heard. She doesn't quite elaborate, but there's obviously a lot that she has heard about it. It's very obvious in her tone and her look and the fact that she's gritting her teeth a bit. So she at that, and she's seen screenshots that she's really not supposed to talk about.
And like, he doesn't push for what she knows. Instead, he leans over and says, rumors are true, but it's not the obvious answer. Think about that.
Ooh, I hate when he is cryptic. But now she has something to think about, and he knows it.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing where, listen, I get that there are things we're not supposed to say to each other, even as besties. I get that, but I'm giving you as much as I can give you.
Understood. I don't like it, but I'll accept it.
I mean, good, because there's a lot of things you don't like and have to accept, like the fact that I can lift. And he flexes again, and it's this really goofy, like, it's his way of pulling back from the seriousness and like going back to whatever.
She thinks that's funny. She always thinks that kind of thing is funny. That's why they get along so well.
Yeah, and that's really fun. And yeah, they just he just goofs off and says, I wasn't sure how this was gonna work out with you going the masquerade, but I think this is kind of fun. I'm glad that we can still do this.
She tells him that she's also very glad that she still gets to see him and still gets to dance with him, even though he wouldn't be caught dead at their studio, but they still have time together.
Look, you know that the space that I have for rehearsal is always open to yours, but I would not be caught dead on that side of town. And he sounds like a bit of a pretentious dick, but that's the truth. He's like, I don't. And then there's one last question that he asks in a very serious tone. He says, have you considered what you're doing, after everything? And he gestures his hands like, after college, after all of the competitions and stuff, when we have to go out and be adults.
Her eyes are always set on Prima, and that is her only answer every time. May it be with Harlem, may it be with the New York, or even if she can work her way to London, or maybe even Russia, but she wants Prima, always, and that is her only goal.
I've always loved that about you, keeping your eye on the prize. And then he continues to teach Zola the rest of the basics, barefooted, as they continue on. Cause Oren's a bit of a rebel, kind of, mostly just a. Oh, okay. What do you got, Michael? I see the sign. What do you have?
So, as they're in that, yes, you said signs. I guess the latter portion there of their little practice session, Michaela is gonna walk by.
Okay.
That's okay.
Dun,
dun dun.
Zola.
Yeah.
Is it okay?
She is very much not happy to see her.
Okay, so you're going to allow it? Because
We're
can't
going
say
to
no.
allow it.
So,
Okay, so Adam spends a
Alright.
trouble token, and Zola will gain 1 fight. I can fix the sheet. Go on.
yeah. Michaela just saunters up to the window, locks eyes with Oren, does the glares daggers at Zola, and then just turns and sachets away.
Oh yeah. Michaela says hello, apparently. God, I almost forgot about that bitch. And Oren just kind of rolls his eyes at the window of their practice space where she once was, just like, well, look at that. Oh no. Michaela knows we're practicing together. Like this isn't some new information already.
Zola's not happy about this. She's keeping calm, even though everything in her tells her to take her shoe off and throw it through the window. But Oren is being good and well behaved, and she knows that he is faster and stronger than her and can stop her from getting to this girl.
Okay, so Michaela still is basically kissing Adeline's ass. Okay, but you know, definitely in that league. Definitely not our friend. Definitely the enemy. But we have to come at this rationally. Okay?
Yeah.
I know you really well. I know you were gonna go for her like right then and there. Okay? But you know, she knows that we're practicing together. She knows that things are happening, which is fine, but she doesn't know why. All she knows is that I am teaching you some form of ballroom dancing. We can work this to our advantage. I don't remember, you remember her not being entirely too bright. It's fine. We can work this to our advantage.
Zola does not like the idea that this girl thinks that she needs to be taught anything, even ballroom dancing, because she knows that this girl is basically her replacement. Ever since she was injured and she was basically shamed from her studio because she wasn't as good as she used to be anymore. Her leg isn't as strong, her turns aren't as good, they aren't as balanced, she wobbles a little, her leaps aren't as long. But this girl, she's younger, she has all of the same potential, if not a little bit more. And now she knows that there's something that she can't do. She's not happy, but we are composed.
She's young, she's impressionable. We'll come up with a plan to mess with her, okay? And Oren just smiles like the prettiest, like pretty boy smile to try to assure Zola.
It works. He always charms her. It works.
She's young, she's impressionable. We'll get her. We'll get her. I got you, and just like focus on me, sort of thing. Is there anything else you'd like from this scene, Chris?
Um, I think that when they wrap up, they decide to go get dinner together, and that's probably where she has had officially enough of being followed by the camera crew and has kind of a little bit of a diva moment because she does not like them in her space and she doesn't like to be observed, and she's not incredibly social, but she does like spending her time with Orin and a few other select people. And so that's probably where her scene would end, is
It's
just
just
the
like
dismissal.
the camera crew, like the cameraman and the producer, immediately get the hint. They understand Zola, and they're just like, when Zola says, I am done, they are very respectful of it. So what happens is when Zola and Orm are about to leave for dinner, they Zola dismisses them, like puts the hand in front of the camera like this, and they immediately back up, and the producer says, and we're clear. All right, uh Rocky, take the camera out, back into the truck. We're good. Zola, we'll see you. Um, yeah, we'll see you in a couple of days. Get some extra training footage. You're good for the weekend. Um, that competition at the or see you at the studio for the competition. And the producer, Evelyn, walks out with Rocky, the cameraman, and Orem just nods and says, God, your life is weird. I never got chosen for the competition team. Not the one that gets to be on TV anyway.
You can take my place on TV, and I'll take your place back in the spotlight.
I mean, do you really want to go back to this hell? And the camera, like the camera, like they
It's
basically like
intrusive.
they walk away. Yeah, no, they walk away. You guys walk away from the cameras and then they disappear. So you go off to dinner. And I think that's a good place to end our session this evening. Yay! We have met our dancers. Everything is chaotic and beautiful and dramatic, exactly as I promised. We will go around the table and do some outros. I'm gonna start with. Wait, I had an order planned. We're gonna go with the Nope. I guess we're not doing that because I accidentally closed the wrong tab. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna call on Ava.
Well, hello, my darlings and dears. It's your mother, Ava, here. Thank you for joining us today. You can find me usually on Twitter, but you can also find me on my beacons at Madam Ava Couture. Honestly, anywhere social media, you can find me there. Typically, I'm on Roll for Luck here on Wednesdays, but for right now, we're taking a small, like a small pause, similar to the Exquisite Corpse Thirsty Sword Lesbian campaign that I'm in on Sundays. We're taking a small little break there, but you can usually find me there on Sundays as well. Um, follow follow the channel because I'll be in other things. I just can't promote them right now. But see you guys later. Enjoy Virgo season. It's great.
I love us some Virgo season.
Leave
Hell
cookies
yeah.
out for Beyonce. Her birthday's on the 4th.
Oh shit.
Yes. That's my only other plug. It's Beyonce's birthday on the 4th. Leave cookies for her.
Oh, I'm just thinking I'm gonna get to Beyonce's birthday before the rest of y'all. Anyway, Vivi.
Hi, I'm Vivacia or Vivi. You can find me on Twitch. It's Vivacia. On Twitter, I'm Morris Vivacia. Right now, this is my only streamed game. I took a little bit of a break, but you know, when I see Anne running a game, that's where I want to be. I had a lot of fun today. It's so dramatic already.
I mean, I love things that are dramatic. You know that about me, Michael.
Oh, that's the segue? All right.
Yeah,
Hi.
yeah.
I am Michael. You can find me on the Twitters or other places at Sub-Zero Jalapeno. And Tuesdays, again, with Anne. Mr. Mephisto, where we are dramatic vampires Tuesday nights. Then Wednesday nights, I'm a or Wednesday mornings. Wow, it's nights in England, mornings for me. I know how time works. On Spectrum TTRPG, I'm a Power Ranger, and then also on Thursday, I'm a different Power Ranger. So,
So many. Yeah. Great. And Chris.
Hi, I've been Chris and still am. And you can find me on Twitter at _Chris, KRYS, or my fandom Twitter, where I like to promote a lot of my creative friends at X_ChrisX. Or also on Blue Sky if you are actually in at chris10.bsky.social. This is my first game. I have been working on being producer, and I'm also producing for Witcher, which is every Wednesday at 2. Please watch. They are very talented and they're having a lot of fun too. And I hope to be in more games, and I can't wait to play more with everybody here.
Great. My name is Anne, and I've been the facilitator for this evening, the facilitator of drama, because that's what I love to do. I love to bring drama. Let's see, what is happening for me over the next week? I am literally 2 weeks away from vacation, so I'm super hyped about that. This coming Tuesday, I will be playing super dramatic vampire with Michael, who is currently walking away from her best friend because, super dramatic vampire makes super dramatic decision. So that is 9 p.m. Eastern on Mr. Underscore Mephisto's channel. What else is happening? Yeah, I play a Power Ranger on Thursday afternoons, 1 p.m. Eastern time, Spectrum TTRPG. That's a whole thing. I've got some channel announcements before we go. Yeah, that's a thing that's happening. Got a couple of big streams and content coming up. Do you guys like the Alien RPG? On Thursdays, there is a game called Destroyer of Worlds. And Fiona is at the helm of that delightfully terrifying table. So if you're into the Alien RPG or just the Alien franchise as a whole, I would definitely recommend that. The table is fantastic. We also have a special YouTube exclusive game of Cryptid Creeks. Yeah, we have a special game of Cryptid Creeks by Hatchling Games, YouTube exclusive, being released on September 5th in conjunction with their Kickstarter. So, please check that out in a couple of days. I don't know, September 5th. That will go live on our YouTube channel. Let's see. That's about it. Make sure you follow us, subscribe if you can. We have a Ko-Fi. Please support our channel or use your Prime sub. You're already paying for Amazon Prime. You might as well just drop the sub there. Yeah. Shout out to Chris, who has been playing the game and producing our stream. Check out our socials, girlsruntheseworlds.com, our website. Everything is on that website. Yeah. What else we got? We got The Secret Life of the Tuffets on Monday. We got Witcher on Wednesday. So yeah, make sure you follow this Twitch channel so that you get notified when the channel goes live, because we have a lot of stuff going on. We will be raiding into Fusca, a GRTW alum who ran some D&D for us. So make sure you show them some love. They're doing a really fun one-shot over that way. So stick around for the raid, and we'll see you next week for more dancing shenanigans. Good night.
Bye.